Hello and welcome to FanPark Live. I'm joined by the boys from the Football Banter Show this evening. Chelsea have just drawn 1-1 at home in what I feel, especially the second half, was an exhilarating game against Barcelona in the Champions League. We're going to review that half of football. Before we do that though, make sure you download the One Football app. Let's get them tired, I ain't slept. Download the up. The information is in the description below. We're going to have a look at some of the statistics from that game. We're going to talk Willian. We're going to talk about Lionel Messi. We're going to talk about everything that went on in that second half. I'm going to chat with these boys first of all, though. But remember, you can call us on 0203 606 0315. But we were just saying that second half flew by, didn't it?
Yeah, it really did. Yeah, well, that was... I'm a little bit upset because when Willian scored, I said that's what was going to happen. Everyone was, going to realise that I was a Mystic Mac. And then they go and make a little silly mistake. Barcelona didn't play their way back into the game. It was a mistake.
Who scored that?
Yeah, but that was only little game. That
Some
was
little
all
ginger
he did.
bloke.
Some little magician, yeah?
To be fair to Chelsea, they just kept quiet, the best player in the world, for 90 minutes. I know he scored, but other than a mistake which led to that goal, they kept him quiet for the whole game. That's credit.
Yeah, I think looking at the whole game, Barcelona didn't play amazing. They had possession, but they didn't really do much of it. I think
they were quite poor, to be fair.
Yeah, they were.
Chelsea were the better team. In the second half, I would say Chelsea edged it. I think they deserved a 1-0. Without that mistake, I would have thought Chelsea deserved to go to Nou Camp with a 1-0. And,
Will Chelsea be most frustrated by the fact that they conceded a goal from a brilliant counter-attack? Willian should have squared the ball to Conte.
Yeah.
He didn't. He dived for a free kick. He lost the ball, and literally within 20 seconds, less than that, 10 seconds, Lionel Messi. You give him a chance, a shot from 12, 13 yards out.
He's going to dispatch, isn't he? He's the magician. He's the best player in the world.
The thing that shot me most is as Piliqueta made a mistake. I don't think I've ever seen this guy make a mistake.
And look what it led to, a goal. That's how good he is. But
if Piliqueta makes a mistake, you can see the goal.
Willian had a... Is it a Sanchez moment or an Ozil moment? Just not trusting his teammate. I think if he just whips that down the corner...
He just saw back pages and saw headlines and thought, I'm going for goal.
And he never... If that was Hazard, he plays the pass.
100%.
It was because it was Conte why he didn't play the pass. And then they go down the other end. And then they're 1-1 and it was like, he should have just passed, mate.
But you know what? Chelsea fans 100% would have taken a 1-1 before the game.
Yeah, they probably would have.
Yeah, well, you heard the callers at half-time. We obviously want your calls now. We had callers saying that they were pooping their pants before the game. They were worried. They were stressed, having heart attacks. I mean, I suppose it's perspective on where you're at, but you can't. You always feel like that. If you draw a game from being 1-0 down, it feels like a win. If you're 1-0 up, it always feels worse than that. But of course, it's advantage to Barcelona now. They go to the Camp Nou or the Nou Camp, whichever way around you prefer to pronounce it. That away goal. Do you guys see Chelsea getting a goal away in Spain?
They need an early goal.
They might get a goal, but I still think Barca are going through. Like, I don't think they've lost all season at the Nou Camp, and I don't think Chelsea have got the tools to do it. That's as good as Chelsea are. That's no disrespect to Chelsea because they're an amazing team, but I just feel Nou Camp. Barca got the away goal. It's a lot to ask now. It's a lot. It's a lot.
But they've done it before, and no one thought they could. So I would never count Chelsea out.
Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name and who do you support?
My name's Kieran, I support Arsenal.
Hello, Kieran. How you doing, mate?
I'm not too bad, yourself?
Yeah, very, very well. I'm not speaking for these guys.
We're good, man.
How you doing, mate?
We had Skittles.
I'm not bad.
They were free.
What do you think of the game, Kieran?
Pretty even as far as shots go, but Barcelona had a lot on the board. I don't think they really used it well enough to create as much chances as what they could have done.
Yeah. And do you think as well, like, looking at the tie now, do you think it's advantage Barca now? Do you think the tie is kind of done? Do you think it's over?
Yeah, they're going back to Nou Camp. That all their home fans are going to be there. So I can see Barca kind of dominating back there. But you never know what Chelsea could do. They can come out with some unbelievable stuff sometimes. So in football, it's never over until it's over.
And in terms of, we go back to the incident that led to the goal, Willian had obviously had a good game up until then, scoring the opener. Do you think Chelsea fans will be frustrated and angry at his poor decision-making? He's diving for a free kick. What's your take on that, Kieran?
I don't... Angry might not be the word to use. I think like disappointed in Willian, annoyed with him. I think angry is a bit too harsh on him. In football, footballers try to do everything they can to get something out of it. And I mean, it happens in every big team. Everyone does it. Just make some mistakes. Willian made it, and it led to a goal. And I mean, that's probably going to spark a few Chelsea fans calling for Conte out the draw. And I spoke to some Chelsea fans during the first half, and they were saying they want Conte out, and I just don't think Conte out is the answer. And as an Arsenal fan, we're all calling for Wenger out. And I mean, he's been there for 21 years, and now it's definitely time for change. I mean, Conte's been there for a year, coming up to his second year now.
Yeah.
And I don't think a bit more time is what he needs to get into the Premier League.
Kieran, appreciate your call.
Definitely.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks, Kieran.
Cheers.
I think this is unfair, you know, that like all of a sudden, like let's not like we're saying Willian should have passed, but more because we're thinking that's a possibility to be 2-0. I think we're being too harsh if we're all of a sudden going to be like, it's Willian's fault, the mistakes were made at
Oh,
the
no,
time.
of course
You
they
get what
were,
I mean?
of course
So,
they
like,
were.
Yeah,
we're more saying it like Willian should have passed because that's a chance to go 2-0 up, rather than it was his fault.
What
why
Chelsea
the goal
defender
was
gave the
scored.
ball? Was it?
I can't remember who it was who made the
Was
pass.
it Christensen? I think it was Christensen, wasn't it?
It wasn't a good pass. That was the point.
Yeah, I think we're not saying that, but I think it's such a fine line now at this stage of competition. So if Willian does square it and maybe Kante scores, Chelsea are looking good. But just because of that, I'd say error or misjudgment by Willian.
Poor decision making.
Yeah, it allows Barcelona that, in my opinion, gives them the edge now.
In the league, they might have got away with it.
Yeah.
They might have got another goal 2-0, but it's different when you play the top level.
Lee Davis here on the comments on YouTube says Chelsea played well, but the ref gave them, he swears, but I'll just say nothing. Do you think the ref had a poor game tonight?
I didn't really.
No, I thought the ref was alright.
I didn't really see the ref, to be honest. He was alright. If you don't notice the ref, I think he had a good game.
True.
I think it's hard with like the Barcelona players. They're diving around left, right, and centre as well, weren't they, for most of the game? Good old
Suarez,
all over the place.
Yeah. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. We've got a caller through. What's your name, mate?
My name is Yash, and I'm an Arsenal fan.
Yes, 2 Arsenal fans calling out a Chelsea game. Chelsea fans, where you at? Where you at?
I mean, I'm neutral, but I'm more on Barcelona's side. Let's put it that way.
Well, you're not neutral then, are you?
Okay, I guess so. But, you know, I think it was a good game. I think looking at it tactically, Barcelona were their worst enemy tonight. I think the 4 in midfield as a holding role just didn't suit them. You could see that Messi kept on coming back in the second half to pick up the ball. And whenever he comes back at the Camp Nou, he's always able to drive forward because they're spacing behind. But Chelsea were defending with a really good back line. You couldn't do that here.
Good point, man. Good point.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think Chelsea, they probably got their tactics, I think, spot on, as you said. Yeah, and Messi going deep was kind of hurting Barcelona. I think maybe as well, maybe in the second leg, we might see, you know, Ousmane Dembele come in the second leg and just maybe give them a bit more, stretch the game a bit more. So if Messi does drop deep, then Dembele can sort of push forward.
I think, you know, with Chelsea, what they did really well this time was instead of stopping just Messi, they stopped the supply to him. And if Messi don't get the ball, what's he supposed to do? So I think Messi he was very, very quiet in the first half because stopping players getting the ball through to him as well. Whereas you get a lot of teams might focus just on Messi, but they thought if we cut off supply, can't come through. They played like 2 banks of 4 for most of the game. I think it was quite a good game, like you're saying.
No, I totally understand that. Mate, really do appreciate your call. Thank you.
Thanks.
Cheers, mate. I suppose the biggest thing is, and this game's over now, we can debate, and in fact, Chelsea fans are going to want to call through and debate this. Can Chelsea get through this tie now after conceding the away goal? Yeah. Like, of course, I know they can, but do you think they will?
Do you know what? I've just got a funny feeling that Barcelona don't like playing Chelsea. I know obviously we're in a different era now, but they don't like playing Chelsea. I think Chelsea's got a chance. Like, I genuinely think a 2-2 draw is not too much to ask for. And then they go for an away goal. I think Barcelona have a bit of a cockiness at home that they think they can just turn up and win the game. And I think Conte and Chelsea might surprise them. They showed today they can hang with them.
Yeah,
they showed today they can hang with them. But
that's at the bridge. I just think the new camp, wider pitch, more space.
More space for Willian, more space for Hazard.
There's going to be more space for Dembele. There's going to be more space for Messi and Suarez. I'm telling you, these guys at home have been phenomenal.
Victor Moses. Victor Moses. Our producer is a Chelsea fan, but he hates. He says he doesn't hate, but he does hate. Every time we said Victor Moses' name, he's like shaking and shuddering. At one point, I thought he was having a stroke. He was getting so angry with him. He's like, oh God. But he says he doesn't hate him. He does. Chelsea fans, give us a call, 0203 606 0315. As if by magic, there's a call come through. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name and who do you support?
My name's Ashley.
Hello, Ashley. Who do you support, mate?
I called at half time. I support Chelsea.
Oh, I thought I recognised the voice. Didn't want to make that assumption, sir. What were your thoughts on that second half display by your boys? And are you happy with a 1-1 draw?
Well, I thought the second half performance was really good. I said I'm not worried about Messi, but if you give Messi a chance like that, it's, you know. But I see a lot of comments on YouTube giving it big dog about the mistake by Christensen. But let's be honest, mate. Rudiger, Aspie, or Dave, as we call him, and Rudiger, especially Rudiger, actually, and Aspie, had a fantastic game. But what I said to you at half-time about the vocal point, when we got Morata in the last 10 minutes, it was a hold-up of the ball, which I liked.
Would you have preferred if you'd have brought on Giroud, or was you happy with it being Morata?
Well, I thought Morata was probably the best choice because he's played against Barca before, but I wouldn't have bothered either way. We just needed that vocal point.
He didn't give him much time to get into the game. Now I thought maybe he might have given him a little bit more.
Yeah, maybe more than 10 minutes. Yeah, I kind of felt that was kind of necessary at half time, if I'm honest, as I said to you guys. But you know, let's not get involved with the. I know you had a couple of Arsenal fans on here. I mean, I'm confused why you'd want to ring up Chelsea TV as an Arsenal fan. I'm a little bit confused about that, but
so this is FanPark Live. So we're on 100% Chelsea, but we're also on the Football Banter Show. We're streaming out on the Football Terrace, the Ultimate Football Fest. So we're streaming on 4, 5, 6 platforms at the same time. That's the premise of the show.
Okay, well that shut me up then.
No, it's not. No, worrying about that. Just explaining what FanPark, like Talk Sport. It's open to everybody.
Yeah.
Okay,
but we're better than Talk Sport because you can see our beautiful faces.
The last Arsenal fan that said he was on here, that he's got Chelsea fans texting him saying Conte out. I mean, did he not hear the fans before we started even playing the game when we're seeing Conte's name? There's not one manager that we haven't actually disliked apart from AVB in the past God knows how many years. AVB was useless. He was a bit of an idiot. And let's not forget Rafa Benitez. Well, that's self-explanatory, but we've always been beyond our manager.
He won you a trophy.
They're Liverpool fans.
Rafa was all right, you know.
He won you a trophy.
Yeah.
Rafa Benitez could win us a fucking treble, and I still hate him. This is my God's an idiot.
No. I get that. How confident are you now going into the second leg?
Well, obviously 1-0 would have been better. The main consensus of the game, I think, was to not concede, and to concede as we did. Yeah, it was kind of bad. But let's not break down Christensen. He's been a revelation this season. He'll be the next JT. There's no doubt about that.
That is a big.
That's a bold statement.
JT for me is probably the best and most consistent centre back in Premier League history over the.
No doubt about that.
So, and that's I agree. Like in terms of his career, so that's a big thing. So, man's going to be the next JT. But
I think he could be. I think he could be the next JT for Chelsea. He's consistent. He knows what he's doing. You know, I mean, you've seen the interviews with Gary Cahill when they say, when you play against younger players, you have to tell them what to do. But with Christensen, you don't have to do that because he knows what he's doing. He's had a lot of experience at Mönchengladbach. He's played against Barca before. I mean, it was just a bit of a silly thing to do. I mean, I think it's a bit schoolboy. You never play across your goal. We all know that.
I was just literally about to say that. Yeah, it was literally just that. Yeah, rule one.
Yeah, we all know that. But if you look at clearly our tactics when it comes to even Courtois playing the ball out, we've always got Victor or Alonso on the left and right hand side, which I think is kind of annoying.
No, I understand that. We've had a conversation tonight, mate. Look, really do appreciate your call, and we'll speak to you again soon. All right.
Cool. All right, bro. You take care, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Take care, man.
Cheers.
Take care.
Take care. We got a Man City fan on the phone.
Apparently.
Oh, good. I know it's a little bit off subject. I want to see how they're feeling after last night, all 4 of them. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Hi, my name's Izdin, and I'm a Man City supporter.
Izdin?
Yeah.
Okay, lovely, mate. What is it you'd like to say to us tonight?
First of all, I would like to say, even though I'm a Man City supporter, but as a Messi fan, I was rooting for Barcelona to win.
You're a Messi fan. How does that work? Being a fan of an individual player, I'm not familiar with this concept.
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
Yeah. What's it like, or what's the how do you support a singular player? I'm not sort of aware of how this concept works.
Let's face it. I mean, remember what I said before, that I was like more interested in the players?
No, you said you're a City fan. Where did you say you were more interested in the players?
I always said that back then. I know it sounds confusing, right?
Okay, so why are you more interested in players than in a team? What happens when these players retire?
You know, I just accept what it is and just move on. I mean,
what's a goal for? Cricket?
Nah. Like when they retire, just like move on with life. You know what I mean?
This is getting deep.
Yeah, it sounds confusing. Don't get me wrong. It sounds confusing.
No, do you know what, mate? I understand where you're coming from.
I'm only winding you up.
Don't let it get you. Don't let it get you. But no, what did you think of the game today? And obviously, I know you said you're a Messi fan. How did you think Messi played today?
That equaliser was incredible. I'm not gonna lie. That was one of the best goals I have ever seen from Messi. Messi! 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 Messi!
Bruv, I think you need cuddles, mate.
Yeah, despite all the confusion from earlier, but
yeah, I mean,
I know what I'm trying to say and so on.
So, okay, so how long have you been a Manchester City fan, may I ask?
Since 2012, after they beat QPR when they won their first division title after 44 years.
And are you reading off Wikipedia right now?
No, I'm not on Wikipedia at the moment.
Okay.
But I did remember, I watched that QPR game, you know, when Man City won the Premier League at that time.
Did you? I was about to say, who got the assist from that last goal? Can you remember?
It was Balotelli who gave the assist. Okay. Then Aguero came with the blast.
I give you that.
Who's Niall Quinn?
Niall Quinn is an Irish football player who used to play for Man City, cool. But this was before the.
Nice. I'm impressed. I'm only doing it because I've actually never spoke to somebody that supports players before, and I'm just trying to ascertain. That's good knowledge. I really do appreciate that. Do you think Barcelona will qualify through to the next round?
Oh, for sure, of course. Why would they not? Why would they not qualify? Come on.
Because it's not over yet, man. You can't just write Chelsea off like that.
Yeah, but Barcelona got the strongest squad I've seen so far. I mean, not only they got Messi, they got Suarez, they got Paulinho, they got Dembele, Ter Stegen. I mean, sure, they even had awesome players back then, like Valdez. I was a big fan of Valdez. He was a great keeper back then.
They don't have Victor Moses.
No. Forget Victor Moses. It's all about Victor Valdez, if you want to talk about like Barcelona's all time.
But you're a Man City fan. You seem really you know, Barca seems to be your team here.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's not normal for somebody to support one club, but they follow the other, if you know what I mean.
Cool. Another question for you. You're a City fan on the phone. How did you feel when your quadruple dream ended yesterday, getting beat in the biggest giant killing in FA Cup football history?
It was disappointing, actually. But that's not what I'm upset about. What I was upset about after that game was what happened at full time.
Oh, Aguero punching that fan? That's terrible.
Yeah, it was disgusting. And then Wigan fans throwing projectiles at Man City fans.
Yeah, I know. And then
it's
then Man City fans throwing bottles at police. The whole both sets of fans were absolutely disgusting. There's no absolutely no denying that whatsoever. But it's one of those things.
Yeah, it ruined the whole thing. That ruined the enjoyment. That ruined the entertainment.
You would have never seen people like Summerby behaving like that on the pitch.
No, it shouldn't. It should not happen at all. And from what I read, from what I saw at full time, it was unacceptable for these fans to behave that way.
100%
just quickly,
football hooliganism is the main thing I don't like about football. Really.
No, I understand that. Do you think Richard Dunn would have done anything differently?
What do you mean by that?
Richard Dunn. Do you know who he is?
Don't think I've heard of him actually.
We got him!
He was former Man City.
He's a Man City legend.
Yeah,
mate.
Yeah. Basically, I started watching Man City games since 2010.
Yeah. You said 2012
you said 2012
earlier.
Last time.
Sorry?
You said 2012 last time.
Hang on, Dad, is that you? Are you winding me up, Dad?
Yeah, but basically, I wasn't into football much since 2010. From 2010 till now, started becoming more interested.
What got you in? What got you into football?
I think it was during the 2010 World Cup. Where teams from around the world play against each other.
Yeah, that's the World Cup.
Yeah, the World Cup where Spain won it back in 2010 in South Africa.
So what were you watching before that? Quidditch?
No, I was into the video games mainly.
I'm not surprised. Mate, look, really do appreciate your call. Where are you from anyway? Where are you based?
Coventry, man.
Cool. Well, that's a lovely place. Listen, you take care of yourself, mate. God bless.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Mate.
I don't really know.
Do you know what? I respect him. He just admitted it.
Yeah,
I wanted to put the club for the last 5 years.
That's true, basically. Yeah, when they became the money.
A lot of people, you call someone a glory hunter, it's like the worst thing. He was just like, nope, we don't won the league, so now I support him.
He was like that. And he knew a few, but I was like, I've got to keep throwing out Man City fans. He ain't going to know them all. I was literally thinking, who do I know from... I thought I'd throw Summerby in there and see what he'd say. Like, they're probably their greatest ever player besides Aguero. Oh, we've got another call. I wonder who this is. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, mate. What's your name?
My name is Junior.
Hello, Junior. Who do you support, mate?
Jay. Call me Jay.
Jay? All right, Jay. Who do you support?
Arsenal.
Okay, mate. What do you want to speak to us about tonight?
Basically, it's just... I want to talk about Valverde. He just made... he just made some poor choices. Basically, Paulinho, he just had a really, really poor game. And I don't think he should have played. Should have played probably Alex Vidal or Dembele. I just think he's a bit of an overrated manager. I think he's improved Barcelona defensively. But, by the way, I'm a big fan of the Football Banter Show anyway, so I just wanted to say that. So.
Appreciate that.
I love you even more now.
What do you guys think about how Valverde set up the team?
Do you know what? I see where you're coming from with Paulinho, because I was saying to these guys in the second half that maybe Dembele should have played, because I think if Dembele plays, he stretches the game and he's more direct. Whereas Paulinho, maybe he chose him for just a bit of solidarity. I think maybe Barcelona went in a little bit, being a bit too careful. I think they didn't want to go all guns blazing. I think
someone like that could have stretched the game, because they just kept playing left, right, and because Chelsea set up with the two banks, it was hard for them to break down. So I think like a Dembele or someone like that would have made more of a difference, definitely, than maybe a Paulinho. They had a lot of possession in midfield as well, didn't they? Really, didn't really do much with it.
The only reason why I appreciate what he did, though, mate, is he didn't underestimate Chelsea like I think everyone else did. I think the manager has to be smart, and the manager has to know that you can't just think we're the best, we got the best players, we'll win. And I think Paulinho playing was kind of respect to Chelsea more than anything. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of why I think he went with that. At home in the new camp, I think he'll be different. I think there he'll play the Dembélés, he'll go more attacking, and I think he'll be like, right, we just need to kill these guys off. So I think it was more like paying respect rather than anything.
Yeah. I'd love to get you guys' opinion on Willian. I think he's an amazing player. Honestly, I think he's underrated.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, he's top 5 in the league.
If I'm honest with you,
he's a clutch player. Like when he needs to turn up, he always turns up. Yeah.
I just think that with Hazard being so good, people overlook Willian. Yeah. But anyone who watched that season when Mourinho had his kind of, I don't know what it was, the anarchy or whatever, the sabotage, when they just were like, let's get rid of him. Willian was the only guy who had enough respect for himself to say, no, I'm still going to show him a good footballer. Yeah. I don't care what the rest of these lot are doing. Yeah. And he carried Chelsea to even 10th, even as bad as they were. Do you know what I mean? That Willian is, if Hazard goes, Willian is Chelsea's best player. It's that simple.
I think, it is with Willian as well, as Liverpool supporters, it hurts knowing that we attempted to sign him. It doesn't hurt as much as Tottenham, that he actually turn up to their ground and they're still pissed off.
I think he'd done his medical, hadn't he? Against Spurs. Yeah, Willian is a top player, and I think he's respected at Chelsea, but I think that he could get himself into the first team of a couple of the top sort of 4 or 5 teams. Definitely. If Chelsea wants to move on. Mate, really do appreciate your call. Thank you very much.
One more. Yeah. One more. I just want to talk about what do you guys think if Barcelona and Man City were to face each other? Like, how do you think the game would go? Like, who would dominate possession?
Yeah, you know those like classic like Barrera, Morales boxing fights, like 2 Mexicans just slugging it out. It would literally be like, I punch you, you punch me, let's see who's got the biggest chin. Yeah. Like they would just, that would be the most entertaining game I think that we could get, especially with like Pep. It's Barcelona, all that kind of.
Do you know what's kind of mad? I think City might dominate possession. You know, you'll see the first time ever. Well, I'm telling you don't sleep on City. You know, City are serious.
I think City would as well.
I think. Because Pep knows them. You see how you're talking about Barca's manager, how he hasn't got that experience like what Pep. Remember, Pep knows Barca inside out. He knows, trust me, how to get the better of them. If there's one manager.
It's the tie that we'll be hoping for. Plus, it means one of the 2 big guns are gone as well. So.
Yeah.
Very true. Yeah. Mate, really appreciate you calling in to us tonight.
Cheers, mate.
Man. Thanks a lot.
Cheers, mate.
Mate.
Good call, that. Very, very good call. We are going to review the OneFootball app now. Jade's going to put that up on the screen for us in there. Let's see who they voted for as man of the match. I think because he scored the goal, he's going to win. How many votes did he get, though?
11,000.
33,000 votes on the OneFootball app for Lionel Messi as man of the match. Second behind him, who got my vote, was Willian on 18,300. Then Hazard on 3,000. And then just drops down there. Remember, you can download the OneFootball app yourself. The information is in the description below. And it's free. It's free. You ain't got to pay no monthly fees. It isn't going to charge you anything. It's amazing. So make sure you go and download it. Looking at the stats in this game, though, let's go back to what we looked at in the first half. Still, the possession dominated by Barcelona, but still, the chances, I suppose it equaled itself out. In the second half, they had 4 attempts, 2 of them on target. Still, 1 of them went in. Chelsea only hit 1 shot in the second half on target. I think they'd be disappointed with that, considering.
Yeah, because
I know that hitting the post isn't the target, is it? Because otherwise it would go in. So they had that, but disappointing Chelsea will be with that one. But will Chelsea look at this and go, right, that's going to be our blueprint for the next game? Defend deep, soak up pressure, and try and hit him on the counter. Do you see?
Has to be because it's at the new camp.
Yeah, but that's dangerous.
I think the trouble is, like, if you do that and Barcelona sit back, then Barcelona win on stalemate. So you're gonna have to go there and make a difference. I think.
No, but you know what? Even though Barcelona have the advantage at the new camp, they will never be allowed to. Do you think the fans will be like, "All right, we know we got the way, guys, just sit back and shoot"?
What it is, I don't think they got a choice. You got to look at it. Barcelona will pen them in so bad that they'll have no other way to play.
Yeah. What Conte has to do is be bold, play with the big target man from the beginning, and miss midfield all game. Just miss midfield. Who cares if it's not good?
Just lump
it
to,
who
like,
cares if it's not great tactics? If it works, when you're playing against someone who's better than you, sometimes you just have to be like, right, let's just do what works.
That's what I've been saying about Mourinho all
hit
year.
Long ball.
You play these teams that play better football, then you've got to play park the bus. You do. Yeah. You have to do it. If you don't feel like, for me, I don't think Chelsea need to look at this from a pride angle. You're going, the way it is, they're going up against a man who has got an extreme. If you're going to fight Anthony Joshua, right, you don't stand there and trade with him because he's going to spark you out. You've got to be clever. You've got to be in tight. You've got to keep your chin tucked away, and you got to hope to catch him on a counter. That's the only way you're going to beat the man.
Right.
If you go up there and open up, you're getting hit by the heaviest hitter in the world. And Barca probably them and Man City are on par with each other. You boys are Liverpool fans. The same thing with you. When you attack and open up against Liverpool and you leave yourself wide open, you're in trouble. And the same will happen against these teams. You play defensively, you make there be no space, and you pounce on the counter. That's the only way to beat you. Otherwise, you're done. That's why I get so annoyed when teams open up against City or Liverpool and they lose 5-0 and everyone's like, oh, what happened? Oh, well, they opened up, and that's what they do. Your teams and Barcelona are too good at attacking to open up, in my view. So I think what you said, right, do that, get it to the big man, and do it that way. Oh, got another call. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name and who do you support?
Hello, my name is Mohammed and I support Chelsea.
Hello, Mohammed. What do you want to say tonight, my friend?
So today we were better than usual, really, but we scored a goal. Willian hit the post twice. We got a few chances, but we couldn't, unfortunately, score them, but yeah.
Are you disappointed with the end result for your team?
Yeah, and congratulations to Messi for scoring his first goal against Chelsea as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Thanks for reminding us, mate.
Bit of bants.
Yeah. He's finally got it.
What do you think will happen in the second leg?
Don't know. I think we might get an away goal, get through. Anything can happen, really. It's unpredictable.
No, absolutely. Of course it is. Are you confident, though?
Yeah, I am. I'm
so you should be, mate.
But not too overconfident.
No, never get carried away. Do you know what I mean? Never go full tie. Never go full tie. That's what you got to do. Young man, really do appreciate your call, Mohammed. Thank you very, very much.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, thanks.
Take care, my friend. Bye-bye. Some of the comments.
I'm proud of him for being confident.
Yeah, no,
absolutely.
Fans,
you know what I mean? The Chelsea show today, they can hang with Barca. Yeah.
Absolutely. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name and who do you support?
My name is George and I support Chelsea.
Hello, George. How you doing, brother?
Doing good. How are you doing?
I am tip top, spiffing and happy. What do you want to say to us tonight?
I just want to say that I think Willian played a great game. I think the mistake at the end when Chelsea let up the goal was more that pass from Christensen was just unbelievable. Passing across the field like that was just a huge mistake. I don't think Willian died like you guys said earlier. I think he played a great game. I mean, he hit.
No, yeah.
Either way. I mean. Either way, I mean, I think he hit the post twice. I mean, he had a goal. I mean, I think he played a great game. I think it was more just the fact that we gave up too much possession to them. I mean, I know we had to, but at the same point, like you gotta keep the ball a little bit more than what was it, 20%?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you went the goal up, I mean, look, Christensen, you know, a bad mistake, but he's had such a good season for you. Do you think that most Chelsea fans will forgive him that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, he's young. I mean, he is our best defender.
Ooh.
So I don't think it'll hurt him necessarily, but
what did you say there?
At the same time,
Chelsea are in the league
more than Azpilicueta?
Well, I mean, I'm talking about in the center back position, not necessarily.
Okay.
In the fullback. I mean, he's the number one Chelsea favorite in my mind, but no, I just mean the center back position, especially with. I mean, he's kind of fallen off the radar, especially apparently his antics behind the scene. But Christensen has been like probably one of the bright spots of our seasons.
He does look like a good
I can't really
player.
fault him, but at the same time, I mean, what was that?
No, he does look like a good young player. I think he will be great in the future. I think you're right.
Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, going to the new camp 1-1. I mean, obviously Barcelona have the advantage, but you know, miracles do happen. So we've done it before.
They do.
We've done it
Messi
before.
scored against Chelsea. Like miracles happen. It does, mate. Really do appreciate your call.
Definitely.
Thank you, brother. You take care.
Take care, mate.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Willian did dive though. I'm joking. No right to reply. I won't do it when you're off the phone. Let's do some comments here. DJ Palmer says, spiffing, is this guy 60? No, I'm not. That was that silly mistake was so annoying. I'm talking about, is that phone ringing? No, my ears are going. There we go. That mistake cost us the game, is what Lord Hazard says. Well, yes, it did. But the question is, are you going to punish him for it? But imagine if it was like, Chelsea fans don't like Gary Cahill. Like I'm one of these guys. I know you, like, some people love, some people not so loved. But I do get frustrated as a football fan when if Gary Cahill made that mistake, they'd be so angry now, the Chelsea fans. But yet they let somebody else off with it. So because he makes these mistakes all the time. That's what the producer said to me. I just don't remember seeing Gary Cahill make the same mistake Christensen made tonight. I don't remember that happening in the big Champions League game.
Again, with the Christensen thing, it's almost like he played it between two players, so there's a mistake in itself, but surely one of them two players could have been more
alert.
Yeah, like I think it was Alonso or someone coming back.
I think it was Azpilicueta who kind of thought he would just leave it and then realised he couldn't. So I think it was a bit of everybody's mistake.
You shouldn't play it across the box.
Yeah,
but at the same time, if you pass it past 4 of your players, you hope one of them has got your back to fucking get the ball.
As well, I know he was a little bit behind it. When the Iniesta and him came close, I don't think they were in the box. It should have just put his leg out, take him out. Yeah. The free kick, they're less likely to score from the free kick than breaking into the box.
I think he tried. I think he was just
too far away.
Too far. Yeah, I think he did try.
But going back to the Cahill thing, the reason why I think they get on Cahill's back here is because I think Cahill was. I don't rate him at all. You know, like you see how
he's not as bad as people say.
No. This is just my opinion. Obviously, in my opinion, he's on that same. He's slightly better than Lovren. I say slightly. But when I say that is, they're always prone to make that mistake. And because you've made a collective amount of mistakes throughout the season, people are going to jump on your back more. Whereas Christensen has been so solid. So for him to make that one mistake, I kind of,
By the way, since Van Dijk came in, everything's been reset, and Lovren is solid. And
reset.
Lovren is that
guy.
The
reset
like Ricky Gervais, and that was the real quiz. That was the real quiz.
I want to defend Lovren just for that split second. It's reset now. We've got Van Dijk. Lovren is a good defender.
There are 2 games. I give Lovren 2 games.
I want Lovren playing over Matip. That's all I'm saying.
Was it the Ali G film where he's like on the hunger strike and then he eats the chicken dikpa and then he's like starting again from now? Yeah, it don't work like that. The season is where it is. Is where it is. A few people here. Aspi is by far the best defender, not Christensen. Lol, with a little bit of a laughter there. Yeah. Why do English teams struggle against Europeans' elite? Have you watched? Has he been watching the Champions League this year?
Yeah, this year we've been.
Season's
gone by. He's right. England hasn't really had the best time in the Champions League. This season, I think it's changing around a bit.
Yeah, but it's peaks and troughs because we had a long period before that where English teams dominated. But maybe, Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What is your name and who do you support?
Hi, my name's Josh and I support Chelsea.
Hello, Josh. How's it going, mate?
Good, thank you.
Good. What would you like to say tonight?
So I just wanted to ask. I mean, this might be just a biased Chelsea point of view, but I don't think Messi deserved man of the match tonight. I think Fabregas and Conte shut him down completely. I think, apart from his goal, I think his cross to Paulinho was the only good thing he did, which Paulinho completely put wide.
I get that. What I would say, just to play devil's advocate, is that he's only doing his goal has given Barcelona that away. It's basically 2 goals because it's away goals, and given them a huge advantage. And sometimes as a top player, you're being marked out the game by 2 of the best defenders in midfielders, in European football, but he still scores a goal.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's sometimes we. Do you get what?
Yeah, that's what I think the greatness is with Messi. I get what you're saying. Like I think Chelsea defended very well against Messi today, but as you were just saying, he's so good. Doesn't necessarily have to be involved in every single move, but he just happened to be there at the right time. That could have been someone. Imagine that was Suarez on his left foot. That might not necessarily go in.
I still agree with the caller though. I still think Messi is nowhere near man of the match.
No, Willian.
It had to have been a Chelsea.
No, I don't think Messi's man of the match, but I think people underrated Messi's performance.
Yeah, but he was poor in the first half. Very poor in the first half.
Who would you give it to, mate?
Oh, you got to give it to Willian, really.
Yeah.
Who created 2 ridiculous chances at the post, and he finished one really nicely.
And you know what? He created all 3 himself, which I think was really impressive.
Exactly. And one more thing. How do you think we're going to line up second leg? 3-5-2.
Target man.
Yeah,
You've
target
got to
man.
go target man. I don't know if Conte
Hazard.
will, but you've got to go target man. If I was Conte, this is a I'm going to try and be a manager for a minute. I'd actually go to the new camp and I'd actually go 5-3-2, and I'd actually just miss midfield constantly and have Giroud and have Morata up front, and just give Barcelona something to think about. Don't allow them to believe that they are just going to come, have nothing to worry about themselves, and just have a go at you all game. I would go 2 front men, keep missing midfield, and just make sure the midfielders that you're playing can make the runs to keep up with the play.
Who would you play in midfield?
Kante's got to be in there.
Kante's obviously got to be in there.
Got to be in there.
You know what? I'd go Kante, Hazard, I'd go Kante, Hazard, and Willian. I would, and I'd use the energy of Willian and Hazard to help defend when needed.
Yeah, pressing the ball.
Also join in, and just maybe get one of the two. Morata's probably the more mobile. Just tell him every now and again to keep coming in, getting involved, and just give Barcelona. You've got to have a goal. You have to score.
Yeah. I would have that same formation, but I'd maybe not have Giroud and Morata. I'd maybe have Hazard and Giroud, or Hazard and Morata, because the pace in behind. Because then you're not gonna. It's okay getting flick-ons, but who's going to run past
I'm not just talking about flick-ons. I'm saying get wide, keep putting the ball in. Barcelona don't like crossing. Just keep getting wide. You got both target men in there to hit. I know it's bold, and I know it's fantasy, but that's what I would do.
I'll play Hazard up front, bro. With one of
but Conte's not going to do that, is he, really?
Yeah, that's why I'm playing fantasy.
There we go. Mate, really do appreciate your call. Thank you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you, mate. We're coming to the end of FanPark Live this evening, but there's been a question asked here by Lee Davis, and it made me chuckle, and I'm going to ask it. It says, Terry, they know the Liverpool fans. Can you ask the guys what it feels like to have never won the Premier League, and when do they think they'll win it?
Wow.
They'll ask a question.
All right, cool.
Next two.
I'm old enough to remember us winning the league still, so it still feels
there was football before the Premier League.
There was football before the Premier League.
When do you think we'll win it? If I'm being genuinely honest,
I think next two.
Maybe, and I say maybe in the next 2 years, because I still think it's City's to lose next season. But I think the season after that, if Klopp is still there, obviously a lot of things can change in football. I think if he's still building the same team at the same rate he's doing now, when he's trying to fix a lot of issues, then we have a shot. But then so does everyone else. So
don't get it twisted.
Maybe
it hurts.
2 years. I don't know.
I won a Premier League.
And close as well,
you know what I mean? So we'll win the Champions League before we win the Premier League. That's one thing I'll say.
Yeah, 100%.
I think we've got more chance of winning in Europe than we have winning the league. But don't sleep on us.
Someone says here, Terry, would you ever invite Redmen TV onto FanPark Live? Maybe you can change their minds. Well, we filmed the first episode of Change My Mind this evening, talking about Jurgen Klopp. So that was recorded a little bit earlier, so that will go out at some stage tomorrow across all platforms. But if you haven't already, go check out the gentleman's channel, the Football Banter Show, one of the very best on YouTube. Great football debate, analysis. It's a little bit fiery. They record stuff here, there, and everywhere. They go to games as well, so you get the full dimension of fan experience. It's fantastic. So go make sure you do that now. If you're not watching on the Football Banter Show, if you are, you're probably already a subscriber. Make sure you download the OneFootball app as well. That is nice, free of charge place to get your football news, stats, league tables, and all that shidazzle. But anyway, I've been Terry Flewers. This is FanPark Live. I need to say FanPark News. It's not. It's FanPark Live, most definitely. I'm gone. I'm so tired. Everybody take care. Good night. God bless. And we'll see you all again very, very soon.